Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Gonna kick off with some standard. We played Historic the last few days here under house quarantine, social distancing, so a lot more Magic content this weekend. So this is a deck that I've seen a bit of in terms of MTGO 5.0 lists the last couple days. This is a Simic variant of the Adventures build. So at this point you're probably inundated on the ladder with Teamer Adventures, but this one's kind of cool in the sense that it is a self-mill variant that looks to win through, obviously you can just beat down with creatures, but there is a backup win plan of Jace, Wielder of Mysteries that you can win like alternate win con that way there. And then it also has a Finale of Devastation and End-Raze Forerunner kind of combo kill. So there's a couple combos within the deck, which is kind of sweet that you normally wouldn't see in the other adventures list. So this one here, obviously we have the structure of any adventure list being Edgewall Innkeeper, Clover, and then you have Lovestruck Beast that it would double up. You would have Brazen Borrower, Fae of Wishes, and Beanstalk Giant to get you ahead on lands. This particular build is playing Merfolk Secretkeeper to mill yourself 4 cards at a time. You also have Uro, which can take advantage of your self-mill in that case, and then Tamiyo as well to self-mill and pick up combo pieces. Couple Great Henge to draw you some more cards and kind of win through that avenue. Mana base pretty simple, 4, 4, and 4 of each of your duels in the Castle Vantress. With any adventure decks, because you're tutoring to your sideboard, there's a couple combo pieces and just kind of general answers. Unsummon can bounce either one of your opponent's creatures to kind of clear out blockers, or in this case here, you can bounce back one of your own adventure creatures. So you can bounce your Brazen Borrower and then cast it to get multiple effects. Mystic Repeal enchantments on the bottom. Shadowspear if we get like a big giant or anything like that. Aether Gust versus red. Disdainful Stroke Negate when we need counter spells. Return to nature for artifacts or enchantments. Spyglass to turn things off. Jace for alternate win con. Finale for alternate win con. And then the Hydroid Krasis are more for the aggro decks. Post-board, we could side those in and become more of a Simic ramp deck. Hey Maxby, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by again. So we are Diamond 3, trying to go for Mythic, so let's play. I've never played this deck before, so let's learn together. I got 3 standard decks queued up, actually 4. So we got this, we got Gruul Food, we have Heartfire Red, and then Mardu Doom Foretold. Got me some coffee. Let's play it out. So as always, if you do enjoy the content as we wait for this match to start up, you want to help support the channel, easiest way is on any of my YouTube videos, just drop a like or a comment. Just lets them know that you've been there, helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you do want to catch me live, best way to do so is follow on Twitch. All those are free and easy ways to help out the channel. I think what we do here, we keep this hand, but I'm going to self-mill first, and then I'm going to play Edgewall and Secretkeeper on 2. That lets me do both. Yeah, we're playing standard right now. Okay, so this is Jeskai Fires. So we can keep the fires off the battlefield, which is nice. Oh, I wanted that Clover. So Clover, Lovestruck, and 2 lands. Secretkeeper's not the best here, like blocking wise, so let's make sure our sequence is right. So we are playing a Simic Adventure deck right now. You can always tell what deck we're playing, it's in the stream title, and if you ever want to see the deck, if you're catching it over mobile, or sorry, on a computer, if you hover just over the right hand corner here, there's a little widget that will show you the deck list that we're playing. I'm going to hold off because I'm going to Fae next turn. If you want to see quickly, our deck list is right here. Because they can get fires next turn. So I think what we do I don't want to want to commit more to the board right now, so I think I'm just going to get Return to Nature here. They can have a sweeper, which I don't want to deal with. And if they just play this, then that's fine. I can bounce it. Okay, they are going to go fires here. And Sphinx. So let's destroy that. I think this turn we just go another Edgewall and play this out. Draw 2 cards. Okay, drawing a lot of lands. We could eventually discard those to the Fae, which is fine. They bottom there, so opponent's board's getting big enough. We'll just hide the deck list for now. Okay, so second fires. Borrower is going to bounce that. So no blocks here. We can block next turn and return it to hand. Okay, they go Clarion here. That's actually great. So we'll get our other Return to Nature. Blow this up and then just attack in. We're at 41 cards in library. They are going to be able to scry quite a bit. Watch that be another fires, because why not? Okay, so Cavalier. Kind of just want to drag out this match as much as possible. Them getting all the flyers has hurt us a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could shock in here. So I can play you out. I could bounce one of these with Brazen Borrower. And then, or I could just bounce Cavalier, double block. They can kill one of them, but they can't kill both. And then that takes off the second one, which is probably okay. They will get the extra activation there. So what we're going to do here is they're going to attack in. I'm going to bounce this, flash this in, double block. So bounce that. Takes a threat off the battlefield. If they're just playing out one threat a turn, I might be able to get to a point where I can just Cavalier, or like Finale. Drawing something like Uro would be good now. Interesting, they took the Fae off. So that's better for the Great Henge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They will have to put cards back. So I can do this. Actually, let me play this out. I can do this. Return this to the opponent's hand. And then just play out Fae of Wishes here, draw a card. That lets me poke in for 3 damage here. So what I can do is I can bounce Fae back. It's interesting. Oh, this is Clarion. Okay, that's fine. That's actually very good. Since we don't have that, let's just play out our land drops. I might just... How many cards do we have? 37. See if we can find an Uro. No Uro. Let's draw a card. So, should have waited to play a land. Oh, we could technically attack with this. Comes in as a 1/5. So I'm going to flash in a Brazen Borrower this turn. We just get a card draw off this. They can bounce it with Teferi if they want. Or they can bounce the Great Henge. Beanstalk's okay. So 1, 2, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can cast out a lot of this now. Ooh, Forerunner. That can help us win the game next turn. So I'm just gonna cast this and then cast this because then I can hold up the Brazen Borrower to bounce something. And if they don't have anything, I can just Forerunner next turn. So I'm going to bounce this. Okay, so I should be able to do, so 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I can do it all. That comes in with a counter. We going piggy! Gotcha. That was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So in this matchup, I think I like the Hydroid Krasis in. Not crazy about the Tamiyos, to be honest, in this matchup. And do I think we just keep the Faes in and then we search for these when we need it, because they really only hit fires, and that's it. And if they move to the aggro plan post-board, then we're fine too. Let's try that. We did what we wanted to do on game 1, so happy with that. Got to go piggy. And the important thing against fires is keep fires off the battlefield. When they're only being able to play out one thing a turn, they're not getting the added advantage. And then just being patient and tempoing them. And that was without a Clover. If we had Clover, we would have gotten a lot more activations. We did see over half our deck and not a single Uro. Which may be something that we'll see after these games if we want to go to full 4 Uro. But usually 3 Uros where you want to be. They do become a little cumbersome after. Against this deck, I don't think turning the mill to them makes much sense. We can see. So they probably brought in either Shatter or Time Wipe in this matchup. We have 2 turns to draw a land. I think we keep. So Team Aether is just part of the like site for Aether Hub that I help contribute content for. So they probably have a shock here. Yeah. So a little bit of a risky keep, and we're punished. So I don't think we're going to win. Should have mulliganed. Too slow. If we hit our land on time, we might have been okay. Mind you, if we could get another land, we're probably... It's not the land I wanted. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to set up here. They could technically kill us next turn. Wish there was like Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, we're dead. So bad keep there. So they were just going to pump twice, and it's exactly 14. You know what? I think Aether Gust is probably better here. Lovestruck's fine because it trades. Let's run it like that. That was a rough keep. Shouldn't have kept that. Like, if we drew the one more land, like, we were in double clover with a thing. Edgewall Innkeeper. It's a little rough. Man, I desperately need a haircut. Doesn't help that when we're in pandemic mode. Let me fix the webcam. Got this beautiful mop going on. Sure, why not? Fae can help us potentially draw into something. We can get removal, so they double top. More lands is not that. Go Lovestruck next turn. Jace. So they can Teferi bounce this. See if they guess right. Oh, that's incorrect. You always bounce the token. This turn, I think what we're gonna do, because I can Fae for Mystic Repeal next turn, so I think we do that. Because if they Clarion, I'm still left with a 5/5 here. Okay, and then just go Sphinx. Come on. So we'll put that at the bottom. Attack for 5. We'll see if here if they want to take the block. They don't. I can Krasis for 4 next turn, or I can set up like a Lovestruck. Ah, they had second fires. Bit of an issue. This doesn't give trample. Interesting, they didn't attack. Take the trade there. Seems pretty good, to be honest. Because now I just do this. One card I was considering in these decks was Flood of Tears, just to reset the board. Okay, so they have Kenrith. That's going to get him a lot of life. That should be able to race us now. Need a Brazen Borrower. That also gives Trample, which is relevant. Are they dead on the crackback? Okay, so they smartly not block there. Are they? If they attacked with everything, they would have been dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So no attacks here. Let's see if we survive this turn. I can deal with like Cavalier. It's the Kenrith's Trample that's kind of relevant here. And Bone Crusher, yeah. So they're going to be putting a bunch of... Because that's giving Trample, and then they're going to pump the team. They have 1, 2 pumps out of them. So block there, block there, block there. Doesn't really matter at this point. Nah, non-shitty.